who should like him for a comment like that? How many people lost their family, lost their business because of COVID, and you make fun of it? COVID good, Father evil? Are you kidding me? So you're saying to all those poor people that lost their family, lost their business, over what this tragedies happened to the whole world, and you think you're making a mockery of it by trying to attack someone's father by using that? You're an idiot. You are an idiot.
In the world of mixed martial arts, talent is abundant, but true champions are rare. It takes a special kind of coach to nurture and guide fighters to the pinnacle of success. Javier Mendez, a man whose name would become synonymous with greatness in the MMA world, is a name familiar to champions. From holding the world record for the only MMA coach with 3 simultaneous UFC champions to lifting 7 UFC champions.
The whole idea of submission is extension. Shamrock left his right arm out there. I think the hold tight. Won this first.
There's the tap! Still undisputed! Khabib Nurmagomedov! Look at him. Undisputed UFC!
Winning the welterweight championship and securing a spot in UFC history.
Cain Velasquez.
Undisputed UFC lightweight Islam Makhachev.
The founder of MMA Gym, aka Javier Mendez, is the GOAT of MMA coaches. Having made 7 UFC champions, Javier Mendez's love for champions has gone unnoticed. Yet, his love for champions can't be compared to the hatred of one of the UFC's most controversial champions, Conor McGregor. Don't worry, we'll come back to that. Chapter 1. The beginning of Javier Mendez. In the small town where Javier Mendez grew up, there wasn't much excitement. But for young Javier, there was one source of inspiration that transported him to a world of agility and strength: Bruce Lee movies. At just 8 years old, Javier decided to bring his dreams to life by joining the local Korean martial arts school of Tang Soo Do and Taekwondo. He participated in numerous amateur kickboxing competitions, dominating his opponents, but Javier's journey had just begun. Before he would turn professional, he faced a defining moment, an exhibition match with none other than Bill Superfoot Wallace, a legend in the world of karate and kickboxing. Emboldened by the experience, Javier knew he was ready to take the next step. In the mid-80s, he stepped into the professional arena, joining the ranks of the International Sports Karate Association, ISKA Federation. With each fight, Javier's reputation soared, and in 1992, he reached the pinnacle of his career, becoming the ISKA Light Cruiserweight Champion. But Javier's hunger for success was insatiable. He defended his title with unmatched ferocity for 2 long years, before setting his sights on a new challenge, the light heavyweight title. In 1995, Javier Mendez stepped into the ring and emerged victorious, claiming the light heavyweight title for himself. His journey from a young boy, dreaming of being like Bruce Lee, to a professional champion had come full circle. Chapter 2. The Art of Coaching. In the heart of San Jose, California, a hidden gem was blossoming. Javier Mendez found his true calling as a coach. His reputation as a kickboxing coach had already garnered attention in the 1990s, when mixed martial arts were becoming popular. This was also the time Brian Johnston, a skilled wrestler with dreams of conquering the UFC, recognized Javier's expertise and sought his guidance. It was a pivotal moment that would mark the beginning of Javier's coaching of mixed martial artists. Among the many fighters Javier mentored, one name stood out above all others: Frank Shamrock. In the 7 years they trained together, Shamrock never lost a fight, even going ahead to claim the inaugural UFC light heavyweight title and successfully defending it 4 times, cementing his status as a legend in the sport. Chapter 3. The Champion's Coach. After the success of Frank Shamrock, other fighters were drawn to Mendes, seeking his expertise. His mastery of wrestling technique was unparalleled, but it was his ability to transform fighters' striking skills that set him apart. One of the fighters who experienced a remarkable transformation was BJ Penn. Under Javier's tutelage, Penn honed his striking abilities, leading to a string of knockout wins.
BJ caught him with the right hand and had him hurt and just swarmed on him.
He became the second fighter after Randy Couture to hold belts in 2 weight classes.
BJ Penn may not have the most impressive record, but he was a badass with a thirst for blood. As a huge underdog with just 20 seconds left in the first round, BJ would submit Matt Hughes to become the UFC welterweight champion. And although he would vacate the belt shortly thereafter to fight elsewhere, he would return several years later to take the lightweight title from Joe Stevenson and rack up 3 title defenses.
The next generation of fighters under Mendes' guidance shattered records and cemented his status as a legendary coach. Cain Velasquez, known for his dominating presence in the heavyweight division, became a champion under Javier's watchful eye. Daniel Cormier, a force to be reckoned with, excelled under Javier's guidance, showcasing his skill and strength while simultaneously holding the belt in 2 different weight classes. And then there was Luke Rockhold, who reigned supreme in the middleweight division, proudly representing AKA, engraving his name as the only coach to have 3 champions at the same time. But it was the meeting with the Dagestani fighters that would take Javier's coaching prowess to new heights.
He attacks with big strikes, picks up Alfad and just sends him to the grand.
Khabib Nurmagomedov, a former UFC champion and a Hall of Famer.
Thank you so much, Javier Mendes. First coach.
Sought Javier's guidance in striking. Together, Javier and Khabib forged an unbeatable partnership. Their combined expertise and dedication led to an unprecedented, undefeated streak. It was also at this time that Javier grew to hate one of UFC's finest, Conor McGregor. The title fight between Khabib and Conor wasn't enough to settle their bitter rivalry. It extended even after the fight and went sideways when Conor came after Khabib's father when he died. That was when Javier Mendez lost it. He was very irritated about the tweet and went further, calling Conor an idiot for disregarding COVID and his lack of respect. Because respect has always been the foundation of AKA, after every practice, Mendes and the team gather in a practice room to discuss, and everyone has a right to speak up. It's also a tradition at AKA that joining the team requires the approval of every member. Even Jake Paul, who is teasing training with AKA, will have to go through the same process.
Would you guys have Jake Paul train at AKA?
I don't know. He's never asked. There's a routine we go through to get accepted. If there's any particular fighter in our camp that doesn't want disruption, then he won't get allowed in.
The combination of Javier's coaching expertise, the trust within the team, and the family-like atmosphere at AKA became the recipe for success. Chapter 4. Family is everything. Family is at the core of everything he does. Joanna Takash, a determined and passionate individual herself, attended one of Javier's self-defense classes. Little did they know that this encounter would mark the beginning of a lifelong journey together. As their love blossomed, with it came 2 children, Braden and Jeremy. AKA has expanded its reach, stretching across various cities in the United States and even crossing borders to Thailand. From the unstoppable UFC lightweight champion, Islam Makhachev,
Lightweight champion of the world, Islam!
was preparing to defend his title. To the electrifying Bellator lightweight champion, Usman Nurmagomedov.
Anderson's doing just fine right now.
No, he's not! Usman Nurmagomedov!
But that's not all. Javier Mendez has his eyes set on creating history once again. With Umar Nurmagomedov on the rise, a UFC bantamweight title shot is within reach. One thing's for certain, Javier Mendez is a true maestro of coaching, fueled by a relentless passion for the sport.